I'm Jim Gary at Batillepi's Workshop. I have a 22 kilowatt Generac whole house generator, and we've had it for 4 years, and it's worked flawlessly through several hurricanes and also a lot of minor power outages we have here. I would guess it's only run 200 or 300 hours over that time, and it burns propane from our underground 600-gallon tank. Propane burns incredibly clean, and although I've never serviced the generator, the oil was relatively clean and the spark plugs look practically new. So today it got new oil, a new oil filter, a new air filter, and new spark plugs. If you're interested, there are links to some of my other videos in the description below. So please like and subscribe. Now let's get on with the video. I'm going to service our generator, and I'll show you the generator in a little while, but it's a Generac. And I bought this kit that has all the parts. So it's got the oil. It's like it uses 520 synthetic. It's got a new oil filter. It's got 2 new spark plugs, an air filter, and instructions. It even comes with something to wipe your oil off with and a paper funnel to put your oil in with. Oh, that's funny. It uses 2 quarts of oil. It says 1.9 liters, so that's the same as 2 quarts. So there's the oil, here's the oil filter, here's the air cleaner, here's the spark plugs, and I checked them. They're at 0.040, which is where they should be. I just used this gauge here. It's perfect. And I've looked in the manual, and I found the clearance for the valves is supposed to be 0.002 to 0.004 when we get into there. So I've got a better funnel than the paper one they provided, and we'll go out there and see what happens. So here's the generator. It's not running. The sound you're hearing is the air conditioner over there. Even though it's 10 o'clock in the morning, it's on. Just lift this up. And I'm going to turn it on by pressing manual. So that was to warm up the oil a little bit. It's funny, the instructions that came with the kit said not to heat it up first, but the actual manual that came with the generator said to warm it up first. So this is a whole house generator, and it runs into a transfer panel that's up here, and it'll run everything in my house, including my shop. And it's fed by a, I think a 500 or 600 gallon propane tank. It's buried on the other side of the property. And it's funny because there's supposed to be a red light here to let you know the generator's on, but I black tape over it because I didn't want somebody coming in and seeing that I had a generator here, because it's kind of hidden behind the trash cans. So ordinarily you wouldn't see it from the road, but with that glaring red light, it sure was obvious. And I'm turning off the main circuit breaker so that it won't accidentally turn on there. And it also suggested you remove this fuse here before you start, so I'll pull that out as well. So I'll take the front off and we'll get to it. The front just lifts right out. So you can see it's pretty easy to service here. So the first thing I want to do is drain the oil. So I just have to release this clip. And it's got this convenient hose. And the oil isn't that bad. Let me open the top up. Come out a little quicker. So it's darkish, but it's not particularly terrible looking. But it's time to change it, that's for sure. So I put a stone over it to keep the hose down low. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the oil filter. Paper towel here just so I don't make a terrible mess. That's on there good. Boy, it's so easy to get to. While the oil's draining, I'm going to just take the air filter out. There we go. Oh, I see it had a latch on it. I didn't see that. Okay, so this is just the air cleaner cover. And here's the air cleaner. Actually looks pretty clean to me for having been in service for several years, but we'll put the new one in. This has 2 cylinders. So there's one down here. Here's the spark plug wire to the right one. And here's the spark plug wire to the left one. Now that left one's going to be tricky to get to. But let's do the one on the right here since it's the most convenient. There it comes. And I think they said to do it, I forget, 15 or 20. The socket's hanging up on this bracket here, and I'm not sure what the bracket's for. So there's the spark plug. And it really, again, doesn't look that bad to me, but we'll put the new one in. Okay, I think that's about right. If I can just get this out now. So the problem I was having is that the regular spark plug remover kept catching underneath here, making it really difficult. And it was catching on these flats. So I've just got a standard 5/8. And that works much better. She had to crank it down to 25 Newton meters, which is about 19 foot-pounds. So I'm going to do that. That's about it. Put the spark plug wire back on. The cylinder on the back side is going to be a little bit harder to reach, but I think I can do it. Off comes the spark plug wire. Hopefully I can get this wrench in here. It's going to need an extension. There we go. It's already loose. So the end of the spark plug broke off. I guess I didn't have it at the right angle. I've got to have this socket right up against this bracket. But the rest of it's coming out, so I think we'll be okay. Never had that happen before. There it goes. So there's that spark plug. Broken, but look how clean it is. It's absolutely amazing. Looks almost brand new, except for the fact that it got broken taking it out. So I'll retrieve the broken end, avoiding the hot exhaust pipe. There it comes. And here's the new spark plug, and I'm gonna make sure that it goes straight in and doesn't get broken, obviously. I think I'm gonna have to put it in the socket to be able to get a grip on it. Like anything, you don't want to strip anything. You want to make sure it's threading on easily by hand most of the way this is going. Okay, it's tightening up there. Just going to feel it, make sure, yep, it's good. So again, 25 Newton pounds. Hopefully this is going to work. It really needs a slight little extension. See what I can find in the shop. So I found a really short extension for 3/8, and it's a wobbly kind, so that's good. Hopefully this will let me get at that. Get it torqued in right. Let's see. Yep. About 15 newtons. Okay, I will call that 25 newtons or 19 foot-pounds. Put the spark plug wire back on. I think that's it. I'll put the new air filter in. I'm not going to adjust the valves because I just found out that it's spec'd for 2 to 4 thousandths of an inch, and the smallest feeler gauge I have goes to 6 thousandths. So I'll have to do that another time, but I don't think it's a big worry. So we'll just put this back together. There, that should be good. Huh, there's no oil in the engine. Let's fix that. So it's been dripping oil for a while. I think it's all cleared out. So all I have to do is put the cap back on here. Clip this back up here where it belongs. And then we're going to put the new oil filter on, and then we're going to pour the oil in. After I put the drain cap up, I apparently had the camera turned off when I put in the new oil filter. Put a little bit of new oil on the oil seal, and then I screwed it on until it just touched, and then I turned it 3/4 of a turn, just like it said in the manual. And then I used my funnel, and I put in about 1.5 quarts of oil in here. So let's check it and see. So let's check the oil level. It hasn't run, I just have it sitting here. There's 2 dots. It's supposed to be between those 2 dots. Of course, it's always hard to see brand new oil. Looks pretty full. I'm going to run it for a minute or two because there likely isn't oil in the oil filter yet. So I'm going to do that and check it again. Put the fuse back in, turn the circuit back on, hit manual. Okay, that should have put oil in the filter. And I was cleaning around the bottom just so I can tell if there's a leak, and I don't believe there is. But it's better to clean it out so you're sure. So let's go back up. So here we are. That's nothing on it. Wipe clean. Put it in. I think it needs more oil because that top, if it was over full, that top hole would have oil in it, but only the bottom hole has oil. So I'm going to add some more. Yeah, I don't want to have too much in there. I'm going to run it again. So we'll just let that sit for a few minutes. So it's been a few minutes. Clean it. Looks like it's right up to the full. I think it's going to be fine. It just hasn't all settled back down yet. So I'm putting in the front cover again. There's 2 spikes. One on that side. One on that side that go in those holes. And there's the other. There. So that's good. So the front's on, and I'll come check it again in a few days to check the oil again, but I think we're good. So it came with this little service sticker, so I just wrote Jim 9125 to remind myself the last time I serviced it. Anyway, it was successful. I feel much better, and I'm amazed how good a shape the spark plugs and the oil were after essentially 4 years without being serviced. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's propane, and there's just a lot less gunk in propane than there is in gasoline, obviously.
Well, that about wraps it up. I hope you found this video interesting, and thanks for watching. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe. Bye.